Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back if you are a subscriber, and if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy and I really hope that you stay and like today's video. As you guys can see, today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me, one of my favorite videos to make. I absolutely enjoy making these videos more than I do vlogs, and I mean I do enjoy cooking videos. It's been a minute since I've done those, but I do enjoy these more. I hate editing them though because I hate listening to myself. It's not cute. But yeah, so I'm just going to do my makeup while we just like talk about things. We'll talk about a couple of things that I've just been thinking about over the couple of months, and I actually write these things down, and then well, not like a script, but I'll write points. For example, I want to talk about like school, university life, juggling everything, finding your purpose, all that stuff, and just being in your 20s in general. So I don't have an actual script, but I know like this is the type of things that I want to talk about. So that's usually how my chit chat get ready with me goes. But yeah, I feel like I should have like a plant at the back, something cute, or a picture, a portrait. But I feel like that would also really scare me at night when the lights are off. But we'll see. Something needs to go at the back, something to make it like aesthetically cute. But yeah, as you guys can see, I've already done my eyebrows because there is absolutely no way I am going to talk and do my eyebrows. You guys know the drill. I don't even need to explain. I can't do that, like talk and actually do my eyebrows. Could never be me. But yeah, so I'm just going to start with priming my face. This is the Maybelline primer. Okay, so before we actually get into the actual like talking about the actual get ready with me, basically what it's going to be about, I actually want to talk about, or just say thank you so much guys, like for all the lovely messages on my last video on the graduation vlog. I honestly was like so overwhelmed with so much like love and just the support and reposting and all the nice comments. But it was really nice. Like on my Instagram, if you guys are not following me, like you can check out the pictures on my Instagram. But also I have a whole vlog on it too. It's the one before this one, I'll link it up. But yeah guys, just like thank you so much just for the kind words, and yeah, it just made it feel so much more real as well. So I really do appreciate that. It was such a lovely day. Yeah, anyway, getting to it, talking about school. I'm gonna start with that. I mean, of course you guys can see that it's actually been a minute since I've posted a video on YouTube. Like my graduation was on the 28th of March, I think, or 29th, somewhere there. And I posted that video I think a day or two after. And that was the last time. So it's almost been a month. It has been a month since I last posted a video, and I don't like that. Like I was really on a route of trying to be like consistent, but with doing like my honors year, it's definitely been tough. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have been finding it difficult. Well, in the beginning I did find it like quite difficult. I'm not saying that now everything's worked out in my favor, like I'm fine and everything's going well. It's not what I'm saying. Guys, I actually broke my foundation brush. I don't know if this is gonna work. I need to find super glue because I love this foundation brush. Okay, seems to be working. So what I was saying was that obviously now I've gotten used to things. They definitely do feel much better than the first time when I first came here. um I am slowly getting the hang of things. You know, with honors, it's crazy because you have lectures, but at the same time, you have lab work, you have dissections, you have, well, specifically with my course, that is, you have dissections, you have, and you also have your whole, great. I'm just gonna do it like this, guys. You also have like your whole, research project, your yearly research project you also must do. It's, you know, like, so it's crazy. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like you have a really tight schedule, like you really have time to do things that you really love, like for example for me, YouTube. So juggling school has honestly been crazy and a lot. And you know what, it's so easy for people on the outside who are not in your position to say, well, this is what you signed up for, you know, this is what it takes. Like what more do you want to do? Like, it's school to school. But your life is not just school. Your life is really not just waking up every day, going to school, coming back at 5, then getting more done with more school, sleeping at 1, going back to school the next day. That cycle, that's not actually how your life is meant to go. So what I mean by that is you are going to be extremely miserable. I think I've actually spoken about this in this video, that you're gonna find yourself being extremely miserable if that's all you do. And I know, like, people do say that you have to kind of sacrifice certain things to get where you want to get. If you want to be a straight A student and be cum laude and, you know, get to a certain position in your life, then you have to sacrifice going out, and you have to sacrifice going to like being with your friends when they go out, and you have to sacrifice a lot of things that you love to do in order for you to be successful. But I'm actually starting to realize that no, that is honestly not the way things are meant to be, especially in your 20s. No, I don't believe in that. Of course, yes, some, you can't, I'm not saying that you must, whenever there's an opportunity to go out, even though you have a test the next day, then do that. No, it's not what I'm saying at all. Please don't get me wrong. What I am saying is that don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to do the things that make you happy, because you're gonna look back one day and think to yourself, what the hell was I doing in my 20s? You know, time moves by so fast, so don't forget to do the things that make you happy. Yes, school, you know, you want to pass and you want to make sure that you land a certain job or a career in your life, and obviously doing well in school will lead you to that. But don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to still enjoy time with your family, spend time with your friends, do the things that you love, go out. Don't forget to do those things, because I feel like those things actually make the journey much more enjoyable. You know what I'm trying to say? Because let's be honest, school is not enjoyable, like, unless you absolutely love what you're studying, of course, like. But at the same time, even if you do love what you're studying, it can still get like overwhelming and you just want a break. You can't always be day in, day out, every second, every hour of the day you're studying, which is it's crazy I say that, because let me tell you guys before we carry on with the video, I'm up right now. The time is, okay, I woke up at 6, took a shower and everything. I woke up at 6 a.m. to film this video because I want to start studying at least by 7:30. Yeah, and it's a public holiday. Like, I know I should be resting, but I'm still doing this. I'm still doing YouTube and I'm still enjoying it. Like, as much as I had to wake up early, but I did sleep relatively early and got enough hours of sleep the night before. It's small things that you do. I also exercised yesterday. Small things that you do in your day, even though I knew that I still had to study, because I do have certain things like exams coming up in a month's time. So it's like things like that, like small little things that you need to do to still make your journey in school, in varsity, enjoyable. You get what I'm trying to say? And this doesn't only just apply to school. Of course, I'm speaking of school because it's what I'm experiencing right now. I haven't really experienced work. So, but this also does apply with even a job. Like, yes, there is a 9 to 5 job, and all you can think of doing after that is just literally like sleeping because you're so tired from working, and it's the same cycle the next day. But do something that a day that will make you feel good. If you can't do it in a day, once a week at least, have something to look forward to. Like, that's exactly what life is about at the end of the day. That's what I feel like life is about. It's about the happy moments, to be honest. I rather be extremely happy doing absolutely nothing than doing something and being absolutely miserable. That's just how I'm looking at it. So this is just like, even to myself, I need to sometimes take my own advice, to be honest with you. I really do need to take my own advice. One thing is, like, people think that, like, I've heard, I remember the other day, like, in the shuttle going to campus, the driver was telling me that some students were saying that, like, oh, she has everything figured out, she's always like, she's so dedicated, she's always studying. But honestly, like, don't judge firstly a book by its cover, and also things that you always see on YouTube or on social media is not, take it, don't take it exactly for what it is. If someone posts, for example, that they took a, like, they are studying, and you might think that they have everything figured out. Like, for me, I'm gonna make an example. I can post a picture of me in the morning and I have my books out, my coffee, and I'm studying, but no one knows what it took for me to actually wake up, tell myself that I'm going to study today. No one knows what it actually took, because it is so hard. And this is going to lead to my next topic of finding your purpose. It is so hard to wake up when you're not sure if you're doing things right, or if you're not sure if you're in the right phase of your life, or whether you're meant to do what you're doing. It's very hard to wake up when you have that mentality and to actually study, or to, like, study basically. Like, it's very hard, and it takes a lot of, for me, it takes a lot of tears, and like a lot of prayer as well goes into it. But at the end of the day, what matters is that I did make it to the table to study. But no one sees that behind the scenes. You get what I'm trying to say? Everyone thinks, oh my gosh, she has it all figured out, she studies, she, like, so basically what I'm trying to say is, don't take what you always see, like, on social media, or even what you see someone doing, like, on a regular basis, because you don't see when they're all alone in their room or in their home what actually happens. So yeah, and I think this does kind of lead me to my next topic. I'm not sure if I put enough contour. I think it's fine though. But this does kind of lead me to my next topic of, like, the pressure of, trying to find your purpose. And that pressure, like, I think it does kind of start in high school. When, especially in, like, matric or in grade 11, and people start to ask you, what do you want to study? Like, when you go to university, what do you want to be? Or what career path are you going to take? And it's like, firstly, who told you I'm going to university? Secondly, what makes you think I have it all figured out? I'm literally only 16 or 17. Like, sir, calm down. Like, people are so forward, and the pressure only gets worse. The pressure is getting worse. The pressure only starts getting worse, like, in university, I'm sorry to say. And the pressure comes from yourself most of the time. Like, you, in your 20s, there's this whole mentality that you have to have everything figured out, and you need to know your purpose. And I do kind of think that that does kind of stem a little bit from like social media. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, like I think that like trying to find your purpose is something that a lot of people can actually lead to a lot of people suffering with mental health because of not knowing what your purpose is, not knowing what your passion, where your passions lie. And I think those things, not knowing, or even if you do know but you don't know how to get there, it does lead to a lot of depression in a lot of people. Like basically just not being where you want to be in life in general. I think that's where it all stems from. And in our 20s, we're so, I feel like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we want to, oh, by this age, like I want to have an apartment. I definitely remember this December I told myself that next year, which is 2024, I want to have an apartment at least. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at my life, I could still be studying next year. And will I actually be able to afford an apartment? And where will I find the money for that? Because I don't know where my life is taking me. And then I start overthinking. I'm like, but then this is what I wanted to do. And how am I going to get there? And you see how it can lead to so much depression, trying to set goals for yourself or trying to find where you want to be in life, and you realizing that that might not be the case. Whereas had you not maybe set that expectation for yourself, maybe you wouldn't find yourself in this situation. But then at the same time, I understand where that all comes from. I mean, like social media these days just it just is filled with people who are 20, 21, who have homes, I mean homes and cars, who seem like they have their life figured out, who are making money. And I know, especially even for like us as like black, not to make this about a race thing, but I know for like us as black, the black community, we want to look after our families, and we're so quick, like I hear it all the time in school, of like students saying like, I need to get a job, like I've been studying for 4 years now or 5 years, I need to get a job so I can look after my family. Like they need me to like kind of bring in the bag and the money now and put food on the table. So there are so many pressures, and you might end up, because of that, because of the pressures in life, you might end up finding yourself doing something that you absolutely hate, or that you're not really enjoying, out of I need to look after my family, or out of I need to have my life figured out. I need to have a car and an apartment soon. Like all my friends have that, I need to also have that. Whereas I think that I've said this a number of times. I think my nose contour is a bit crooked. And I think that I've said this a couple of times in this video. I mean, in my get ready with me, is that you are on your own different path. Everyone is on a different path. We're not all on the same path, running the same race. Unfortunately, that's how life is. And you might ask yourself, then why me? Why did I have to be on this path? Like, this is not what I wanted. I wanted to go through this route. This is how I always envisioned my life, and it's not happening like that. And unfortunately, that's just how life is. And the sooner you actually start to accept that, I think the better your journey will be, and the less trying to fight where you are in life. That's what I think. Like because even for me, like I know that I am such an overthinker, and I'm gonna use myself as an example, and I'm not going to delve in too much into this because I know how emotional this topic can make me. But I know that like for me, I've always wanted to do medicine. I've always known that from a young age. A lot of people knew that from high school, from primary. That's just how I envision my life. And I always thought that after high school I'd go straight into medicine. And I'm not gonna lie, my undergraduate years, including even now, has been kind of hard trying to accept that why did I have to go through this route? Why couldn't I just go straight? I mean, I know there are doctors out there who went through the same route I went into, but it was always like, why did I have to go through it though? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I didn't understand, because it's like I took a long way. But I started slowly realizing, and I'm not saying that I've completely like accepted and I'm fine, but I've slowly started to tell myself that it's okay to not understand where you are at. And it takes a lot for me to actually keep on telling myself. I have to tell myself that every single morning. It's okay to not understand, because I promise you guys right now, I don't understand where I'm at right now. But one thing that my mom sent me, like, it was a video about, you know, overthinking, because I was overthinking a lot. I'm like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe I should be focusing on something else that I have more passion in. Maybe I should be, you know, there's a lot of ifs and maybes. And then my mom sent me this other thing that said, basically what it was saying, because I can't remember the actual words, but what it was saying is that for overthinkers, like, stop worrying about what's happening in the next year or the next couple of months or what's at the end. You get what I'm trying to say? Rather, what's your next step? Can you see your next step? Then take that step. And honestly, I try to remember that video literally almost every day, because I think it has helped me, like, to calm my mind down. And it has helped me to calm my mind down and help me to just be like, okay, you know what, stop it. Like, stop worrying about if you're in the right phase of your life, or if you're on the right path, or if you're meant to be doing this right now. This is where you are. Can you see your next step? Then take it. And if I just carry on focusing on that, I'm gonna end up reaching my end goal. And that's exactly what I noticed, that if I continue on taking the steps that I can see and following them, I'm going to realize that at the end of the day, I'm still going to get to my goal. It's just that unfortunately, I had to be on this goal and wasn't as straight as others. And I think that we can use that analogy in everything that we do. I mean, especially I'm going to speak specifically as students, like even something that I do. It's so easy to even look at the amount of pages that you have to like cover for tomorrow's test. We have 6 hours only, and there's 60 pages to cover, and you haven't looked at them. And it's so easy to be like, oh my goodness, like, I'm gonna fail tomorrow's test because I haven't even started looking at these 60 pages and only have 6 hours left, and what am I gonna do? And start studying. Literally, that's what you can do. The next step that you can see is to go over the pages, go over what you know, watch a YouTube video that covers 4 pages of the 60 pages. Just take the step you need to get there, to know at least half amount of the work, or to have covered something, than to carry on overthinking because you're wasting more time. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's small things like that. Like, even right now, I think a lot of us university students might be like, am I even in the right path? Is this what I'm meant to be studying? Like, I don't know. I know that I'm good at math, or I know that I'm good at anatomy. I know that I'm good at this. That's why I'm doing it. But I don't even know if this is where I'm meant to be. You get what I'm trying to say? But you are. It's the second term of the first semester. What are you gonna do? Like, carry on, and unless you do have an actual plan that if I don't do this right now, this is what I'm gonna do. But if you don't, just take the next step and see where it leads you. Do that every single day. Like, I know it's hard, trust me, I do know. I've been there, waking up every day and feeling like, why is this happening to me? Why am I waking up to do something that I'm not really sure that I'm meant to be in? Like, you want to be sure. And I think that's where it stems in. Like in our 20s, we always want to be sure. Not even in our 20s, I think in general as humans. As humans, we always want to have things figured out. And let me tell you right now, I know I'm in my 20s giving y'all advice, and you will even think about having your life figured out. You will always think about it, even in your 30s, even in your 40s. You will always feel like you are trying to figure things out. It doesn't stop at the age of 29 when you're turning 30. It doesn't stop. That's not just a switch. When you're 30, you're gonna try, and there's always something to figure out in life. It doesn't stop when you, it just, the reason why it feels so much more now is because in your 20s, that's when it actually starts, and you haven't really adapted to trying to figure out your life. So the sooner you start realizing that this feeling of always trying to figure out something, because when you're 30, you're gonna have, maybe you might have reached your success and of your career or something, but there's still something to figure out within that career, or within your personal life, or within your love life, and you're always going to feel like, I need to have this figured out. That's just how life is. You'll never be fully like feeling like everything is perfect, because our lives are imperfect in general anyway. So I think that's like the first step. Yes, fine, try to figure things out, but don't beat yourself up when you don't have things figured out, because you'll feel like that for the rest of your life. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I also know that, like, for myself, I put generally like a lot of pressure on myself, and I don't know where that actually stems from, because it's so easy for me to find someone in this same position that I am and give them advice on how to not be that way, but I could never do that for myself. Like, I have this pressure on myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and be like this perfect person, whereas it is so unrealistic. It really is. And I'm so glad that I have someone like my mom, who always reminds me that it's okay, like, you're still young, you're still figuring it out, and stop worrying about everyone else besides yourself. Like, she always reminds me of that, and I think that is like something that I want to share with you guys as well. Like, I think that's, and I feel like that's the reason why a lot of us, even in our 20s, not having our life figured out just causes a lot of depression, and which is also why like the suicide rates are high, because you feel so lost when you haven't found your passion. You feel so like, what is the meaning of my life even? You get what I'm trying to say? And it leads to a lot of depression. It leads to a lot of doubting your life, doubting if you even meant to be on this earth. There's just a lot of things that follow with depression, just from having not found your way. You get what I'm trying to say? So, and I think another thing is, on top of that, you're also expected to have a brave face when you're literally on the verge of breaking. And I think that's the toughest thing that a lot of us face. I feel like it is so important to have people in your life where you don't always have to act strong, where you can honestly be like, you know what, I'm literally crumbling. And I'm grateful that I have someone like that in my life, who I don't honestly have to always have to put on a brave face, and I can literally just say that this is hard, and cry, and be extremely vulnerable and transparent. Because if you're always having to put on a brave face, you're already putting on a front, acting as if, you know what, you have things figured out, and you're doing things maybe that you're not even sure if you're on the right path. And then on top of that, you have to act like you're fine and that you're happy and that you're cool when you actually are not. So it can really be a lot. So it's quite important to find people. I feel like it's very important to find people that can remind you that you don't have to make that brave face for me, sis. Like, literally remove that act. It's okay. Breathe. You know what? Breathe. You're gonna have it all figured out. It might not seem that way right now, but things are actually working out in your favor. So yeah guys, so that's literally all that I wanted to talk about in today's video. It's quite deep, right? I know, like when I'm in the mood of getting deep, I will get deep, child. But it was deep topics, and I think that a lot of us in our 20s needed the reminder of it is. And I think I need to rewatch my videos, even though I hate the sound of my voice. Ew. But I think we really do need that reminders in our 20s. There's a lot of 20-year-olds in content creation who are making it big out there, and it's, you might even be drawn into something that you might not like. You end up feeling like maybe I should be doing content creation, but if it's not something that you know for a fact that you love, and you might say it's not about if I love it or not, it's about making money. But even though I'm broke and I have no money, but I definitely do believe that money is not all that. I could never do something for the rest of my life for the purpose of just wanting to make a lot of money, especially if I hate it. No, I'm not saying I'd rather be broke, because I actually haven't experienced being like extremely poor, so I'm not gonna say that, because it's very easy to speak of things when you're not there. But what I'm trying to say is I'm starting to slowly value the meaning of being happy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's so important to do things and to be in situations that bring you happiness. At the end of the day, that's the only value of your life. When you go down to the grave, I always say this, and I preach this, that none of those houses and cars are going down with you in your grave, and no one's really going to remember those things. But what actually is memorable, what people will speak of, is how you lived them and how the experiences you shared with people on the earth. That's what people are going to really remember. But I'm hoping that you guys honestly like enjoyed this video and videos like this in general. You're free, by the way, to like send me DMs on Instagram, or even in the comment section. Like, you can mention what other things you'd like me to talk about for my next Get Ready With Me or chit chat. Yeah, I usually don't like, sometimes I will post on Instagram and say that, okay, I'm gonna be doing this. If you guys have anything that you want me to specifically say or talk about, then I will post that. But I'm really also trying to stay away from socials when it's unnecessary. So yeah, all of this literally just came out of my own mind. It's things that I just wanted to talk about and felt like we needed reminders of, even for those coming into who coming out of teenage stage, 19 going on to 20. This is something that you can also use that will kind of prep you before you start feeling those weird, pressures. I'm just gonna put on some mascara now, and then we'll close off the video. My hair is looking so weird right now. I didn't put any gel or anything, but I think that's why it's like a bit bulging here. But anyway, I hope you guys absolutely enjoyed today's video. I know I did. I do enjoy speaking my mind, speaking my heart, and I hope that it does encourage or motivate someone out there, even if it's just one person. But yeah, I hope that you guys really did enjoy today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to also share this video as well. We are trying to grow and get to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.